Can you see now?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, suppose this is the Tomcat Apache server. Now, Tomcat Apache server, okay, first of all, there are few layers of application. So, suppose your application is Facebook. So, it has minimum two layers. First is your application layer. Second one is the database layer. Application layer is a part where your any application get hosted on, where user can communicate with the application. Okay, so that is the application layer, which is a top layer. Beneath application layer, the other thing is the comes your database layer. Intermediate also there would be some layer. So for the time being, I'm taking up it is a database layer. Now this is the imagine this is a Tomcat Apache server uh, where your Facebook has been hosted on. Okay, and it depends on Windows Server, okay, which is the main server. Now there are load balancers here. Now, what are load balancers? Load balancers basically distribute the load among the servers. So imagine these are the load balancers, and it is dependent on other machines. Okay, just I'm just giving you a high level layout. Now suppose this server goes down. Okay, so this server goes down, it will raise a ticket because it is a down. These two are dependent on this. So this will also down. This will raise a ticket. And this all four dependent on this because this is down. So this will be down as well. This four. So they will also raise a ticket. So as a network operator, when you are getting hundreds of alerts or hundreds of tickets within a fraction of seconds, how will you identify or how which one you will start working on? How will you identify which one is the primary one and which are the secondary? This can be done through relationship. So suppose you just open this ticket. So you will see this is dependent on this. Then you will open this ticket. You will see this is dependent on this one. So you will open this ticket. So you identify actually this is down. That is the reason each and every CI beneath this is down. So you will work on this ticket and you will make it up and running. As soon as you make it up and running, all the secondary tickets which are dependent on this will be up and running, right? So how will you identify that this is dependent on this and this is dependent on this? Through these lines, these lines are the relationships. Is it clear?
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
yes.
So that is the reason relationship is important. First of all, as a alert operator, when you are getting multiple alerts, it is useful for the alert operator to identify which is the primary alert and which is the secondary alert. That is one reason. Secondary, suppose this server is down and you have to give an estimate to the head of the organization that how much loss has impacted. So how will you calculate the loss? By getting the relationship right, because see this is down, so this is down, this is down, so how many areas have been down because this is down? So you will calculate the loss according to the time. It is if it is down for 30 minutes, so in 30 minutes how much loss have been impacted you have to calculate and you have to present it to your uh, top management. So for that also you need relationship. Is it clear? And if we do the same thing using Excel, from Excel, can you identify if this is down, how much loss will be there?
No.
So that is the difference between CMDB and Excel. Okay, another thing, in the CMDB, CMDB is the base table. Okay. And these two table names you can see, these are the child of CMDB. So they are known as code table. So it is often asked in the interview, what is the difference between base table and code tables? Base tables, let me do that. Okay, we have this. Base table, I'm highlighting this. Okay, base table and code tables, we are only interested in these two. So base tables are those tables that cannot become child to any table. For example, CMDB and task. Core tables can only become child to base table. So CMDB CI and CMDB rel CI, these are child to CMDB, and incident problem change are child to task. Is this difference clear?
Yes.
Okay, for the item perspective, only these two is required, and this rest are for ITS. Okay. Okay, now what is configuration item? So configuration item is the component that we will discover. These are stored in CMDB in hierarchical fashion, and it can be hardware, it can be software, it can be networking device. So when I say hardware, means it can be laptop, desktop, any type of tangible item. When I say software, it is intangible. It can be any application software, it can be operating system. Okay. And when I say networking device, it can be printer, it can be IP service, it can be router, it can be modem. Okay. These are the things. Okay. Now, what is the benefit of CMDB? So in the incident problem change, have you seen there is a field called configuration item there?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So whenever any ticket is created, suppose incident is created. So incident is created for which CI, right? We associate CI with the incident. So generally ask incident is okay. Incident can be created for the services also. Incident can be created for anything. But whenever as an employee, suppose you are raising a concern that your mouse is not working. So they will also ask you, right? What is your asset? Mention the name of the asset. Whenever you are filling up the form, you are providing your employee ID and other things. Okay. As soon as you provide your employee ID, automatically your configuration item will be populated. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
Okay. If not, then they may also ask you to provide your configuration item. So what they are doing, they are associating incident with a configuration item. From which device this incident is getting raised, right?
Yes.
Now incidents are created not only for the user, incident can be created against the device also. So that against the device is the configuration item. If it is against the user, then it can be your name. Okay. So that is the reason we require CMDB. Now, CMDB, before implementing service management processes, it's a good practice that CMDB should be intact. It should be without any duplicates. There should not be any stale record. When I say stale record means any record should not be there which is not updated in last 90 days. So if we have any tickets or if we have any record which is not updated in last 90 days, we should update that or we have to retire that. That is the best practice. Second is there should not be any duplicate records, like in any relational database. There should not be any duplicate records. Third, there should not be any CI without relationship. That means there should not be any standalone CI. ServiceNow do not support orphan CI. Orphan CI means any CI without any relationship. Okay. So ServiceNow always support relationship. So if you find any CI without relationship, best practice is you should ask the client either to provide relationship, and if it is a standalone CI, then we should not keep it. That is only this is only limited to the hardware things. This is not suitable for business services. In the incident table, we have a field called service, right?
Yeah.
That correspond to your business service basically. So we can have standalone business service. That won't be a orphan CI. But hardware type of thing that includes your servers, standalone devices, it should not be without relationship. Without relationship mean either you will provide upstream relationship, right? There will be a parent, there will be a child like that, or there will be a downstream relationship. That means this is having children. So this part is your upstream relationship for this. If I, I mean, if I keep this in center, if I'm talking about this, so this is the upstream relationship and these are your downstream relationship. Okay. Now upstream relationship means you can have parent. Downstream relationship means you can have child. So either you have upstream relationship or you can have downstream relationship. Only through type of relationship generally it supports. Do you know inheritance?
Yeah.
All of you?
Yes.
Yes.
What is inheritance?
Properties of the
Basically,
parent.
when a child table or a child entity, when it sort of like, absorbs or basically inherits certain attributes or properties of a parent entity. Something around that
Yes,
actually.
child table
Mostly
inherits
used in
the
tables and relational table. Yeah,
everywhere it is
that kind of
used.
a
I mean,
system. Yeah.
ServiceNow everywhere use your parent-child relationship. Okay. Now, can we do can we do multiple inheritance in ServiceNow?
And only one parent can be there for a particular entity, right? So that means only a single level
My
of
question
inheritance can
is,
be possible.
can we have multiple parents?
No, no, only one parent
Yes.
can be there.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you exhibit multiple inheritance in other way?
Yes. Yes.
How?
Maybe if you take one particular asset, it can be related to, for example, to the location as well as, and then it can be related to uh, you know different assets. Okay. So there could be multiple parents as well.
Not in terms of that.
Okay.
Now, why we require multiple inheritance to get the value? Right. Can you
Yeah.
see incident table?
Yes.
See, we require multiple inheritance means we will get multiple parents, right?
Yeah.
And we need multiple parents to get the values or to get the things, right? So
Yes.
obviously, ServiceNow says you cannot get multiple parents, okay? But you can exhibit similar type of thing using reference field. So you can see this table is incident table, right? Incident
Yes.
table comes under your code table.
Mm.
We have seen.
Yeah.
And when you click on this magnifying glass, which table it is showing up? User
User
table.
table.
User table means it is a system table, right?
Yes.
Different table, system table. Now, do you think incident table has some relationship with user table?
Yes, definitely.
No. Incident table has no
Okay.
relationship with user table. See, these are all, see, these three are different, right? Incident
Okay.
table comes under your code table.
Code table. Okay. Okay.
ठीक है,
Great.
and system, this user table comes under your system table, which has a prefix of sys underscore. Okay, system, that means user table, group table, role table, any table. So generally these are sys underscore, these are system table. Incident table has no relationship with user table. Still, you can have data from this table without relationship, right? So as I said, you will, if anybody asks you, then you can say directly, we do not have multiple inheritance because whenever, why? Because whenever you are creating a table, there is a, not like this, sorry. Whenever you are creating a table, extend table, you can only extend it from one table. You cannot add two tables here. Okay, that is the reason it is a single inheritance is there, or multi-level inheritance ServiceNow support. But you can exhibit similar type of functionality using reference field. So from any table, you are a member of, I mean, any table field can have data from any other table without relationship. Okay. Okay, let's come back to our topic. So, okay. What is discovery? So discovery is a process of identifying IP-enabled devices. When I say IP-enabled devices, that means any device which is connected to internet. Okay, it can be your laptop, it can be your tablet, it can be your desktop, it can be your modem, it can be your router, it can be your printer, which is connected to Wi-Fi, means internet. Okay, so any device which is connected to internet can be discovered using discovery. Is this concept clear?
Yeah.
Tablet also can be discovered using
Tablet,
discovery.
anything which is connected to internet. When you connect your tablet using Wi-Fi, that means you are connected over internet. Okay, so it can be discovered. Okay,
Yeah, but tablet will be running like Android or something like that. I mean, that kind of
nevertheless,
an
I mean,
operating
it is
system.
connected to internet, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it
Anything
can be
which is
placed in like hardware table. Okay, okay. Uh-huh.
what I wanted to say is any device which is connected to internet, it can be discovered, irrespective of
Mm-hmm.
its type. Okay, we generally have
Okay.
three types, as I said. It can be a hardware, it can be a software, it can be a networking device. So suppose you are discovering your tablets, let's assume. So tablet itself come under your hardware table. Okay, there is a component in the hardware table called mobile devices sort of. So I think there it will be there. Now the software inside your tablet will be stored in another table, that is a software table. And since it is connected to internet, so there will be record created in the serial number table and in the IP address. So multiple table will create a record for a single device which is getting discovered. So we will see the details. Okay. Now there is a concept. Again, an interview question. See, you will get the recording for this. My expectation from you guys is whenever you go through the recordings, wherever I say you this is an interview question, please make a notes for that. Okay. Okay. Now, next is what is the difference between agent-based and agent-less discovery? ServiceNow provides agent-less discovery. So what is the difference? Okay, there is a product called Snowflake. Okay. See, ServiceNow also do the discovery. Snowflake also do discovery. Snowflake is a competitor of ServiceNow. But Snowflake is a agent-based discovery. Now, agent-based discovery means suppose this is your hierarchy. Okay. You have this server, Tomcat Apache server, and this is the Windows server. These are the load balancers, and these are all REST file system are all again servers, database servers, suppose. So here you will deploy agent. Here again, you will deploy another agent. In these two systems also, you will deploy agents. And here also you will deploy agents. So in all the systems, you will deploy individual agent. Now, agent comes at a price. It is not free. Company have to pay the price of the agent. Okay. And suppose this agent is down, then entire communication between from this device to this device will be halted. So you have to repair or you have to repair this agent. Then only entire communication will be re-established. So there is a wear and tear associated with the agent, which is also cost effective. I mean, which also comes at a price. So disadvantage, are you saying something?
Yes, what exactly are you referring to, agent?
Agent is a software which is installed in the system.
Okay.
Okay. So I never worked on agent based. I'm just giving you an idea about it. So I taught one student. He used to work in Snowflake. So he gave me that idea that agents are used, okay, in all the individual systems in the hierarchy. So if any agent goes down, entire communication is halted. And every time you have to make sure all the agents in the hierarchy are up and running to establish a smooth communication. So
Yeah.
agent maintenance come at a price, agent installation come at a price. So basically the entire discovery is very costly. Now let's discuss about ServiceNow discovery. ServiceNow discovery is agentless. That means in the host machine, this is the host machine where Tomcat Apache is installed. This is the host machine where it communicates with the user customers. So in the host machine, we install a mid server. Now, what is mid server? I will tell you in details, but mid server will be installed here. Okay. And it takes up the data from all the devices. Okay. Because relationships are there, through relationship, it will take up the data from all the devices. So no need to install mid server in all the devices. Only it will be installed in the host machine. Okay. So it is cheaper because only mid server, one mid server needs to be installed here, apart from 7, 8 agents. And also it will, whenever any mid server is down, okay, ServiceNow provide the support to make it up. So client is not concerned about the maintenance part, but in the agent based client has to pay for the maintenance part. Here client do not have to pay for the maintenance part. ServiceNow team will take care of that. Okay. So that is the reason this is cost effective. This is cheaper. So agent less discovery is popular because only for this reason. Is it clear?
So,
So if it is a huge organization where lakhs of devices are there, agentless is cost effective and yeah, agentless is cost effective. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So one doubt. So if agentless, for example, there is an asset and ServiceNow wants to monitor it or integrate it. So you have to install the mid-tier on that particular server, is it, in order to be monitored?
First of all, this is when you're talking about asset, there is a difference between asset and a CI. So is it in
Okay.
production? Is it in use? Or it is in
Okay.
stockroom?
Okay, in production. Okay, now I'm coming from a monitoring background. Okay, so in our organization, we used to install monitoring tools, which monitors all the servers. We have used various monitoring tools like Dynatrace and so many things. Okay, so that's where we install agents on those servers so that it is monitored using the monitoring tool. And what we do is, so now the monitoring tool will be integrated with ITSM tool like ServiceNow or Remedy or something, wherein ServiceNow will be able to identify these assets, which is asset means even if it is a host, we call it as an asset. So different types of assets are there. So all these hosts will be available, and then we can raise tickets on them.
So you are directly creating incident out of it. So if anytime your agents has, okay, so you have not integrated the event and alert system. You have directly created incident. Am I right?
Yeah, it creates an event. I mean, when a server goes down, it
Okay.
creates an event
Event.
in the ITSM tool,
Hmm.
which will in turn the event will based on the event analysis. If it requires a incident, it will go to the incident, or if it requires a service request or a change, it will get bifurcated accordingly.
Okay. So thing is, we will also study event management. So thing
Okay.
is, so if your event is Dynatrace, suppose it is a
Yeah.
monitoring tool. Now, ServiceNow is not a event monitoring tool. It is an event management tool.
Okay.
Okay, so it will manage the events. It will not create events. So your Dynatrace is creating events in
Mm,
ServiceNow, and it is creating event in ServiceNow ITOM module, not ITSM module. Your event and
correct.
alert comes under your ITOM. So it will
ITSM. Yeah.
create events in ITOM. Okay, it will create event. It's the source.
Okay.
Now go then once the event is created, alerts are managed by ServiceNow. Now, how events are converting it into alerts, this is a
Alerts.
different thing.
Okay.
Then alerts are resolved. Remediation of alert is it is creating an incident.
Correct.
So this is the flow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I understand agents are there in the monitoring tool because they are
Tools.
not
Yes.
doing the discovery. They are
Correct.
monitoring the events.
Yes.
Suppose there is a mm, what should I say? So voltage fluctuation for maybe 3 minutes something. I'm just
Okay.
taking an example. So
Okay.
it will create your Dynatrace will create an event, and that event will be through integration. It will be sent to ServiceNow event table. Now
Correct.
from that event table we have some event rules which will convert the event into alerts if it is a high criticality, if it has a high criticality. And if it is not having a high criticality, just then we can ignore that, then we can be that event can be ignored. So those things we will see in detail. So I do not have access to Dynatrace, so I will use Postman for that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Postman I will consider as a Dynatrace, which will send the event in the event table. We will more focus about how to create event rules, how events are converted into alerts. We will focus more on that part. Okay.
Okay.
Because ServiceNow is an event management tool. It
Mm.
doesn't create event by itself. Third party integration is there.
Yeah. So when you said agentless is, for example, in the monitoring systems, they require an agent, but in
How they
ServiceNow,
require.
but in ServiceNow, what you're saying is agents is not required, but we have to install the meter on whatever things needs to be monitored or I mean discovered.
Yes, agents, see, agents are required in Dynatrace because it is a monitoring tool.
Correct. Yes.
For each device, you need to monitor is there in the power fluctuation or anything. ServiceNow is not a monitoring tool, it is a
Tool. Yeah.
management tool. That is the first
Yeah.
thing. Secondly, weekly and monitoring tool is doing what? Monitoring tool agents are checking the any type of changes immediately on a daily basis. But what ServiceNow, generally ServiceNow runs the discovery on a weekly basis.
Oh, okay. So it's
So
not
why
live.
it
Okay.
require, though you can do the discovery daily basis, but it is not recommended. There are
Okay.
lakhs of, in a particular location, there can be lakhs of devices. So every day running the discovery doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
what it does, what it actually checks, if there any software installation happened,
Yeah.
if any other hardware upgradation happened, that is not very critical thing. Now, what monitoring device does, it checks minute
Yeah.
changes also, like voltage fluctuation, then your CPU
Service
threshold
down.
reach, service down, and
Yeah.
other things. So it checks daily, not only daily, hourly, I think also, right?
Yeah.
But
Even in minutes
service,
also. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. The refresh time would be the frequency would be in minutes also. I mean, if a service is
Minutes
down
also,
for
but
5 minutes. Yeah.
ServiceNow checks it in daily, weekly basis. It
Okay.
doesn't
Okay.
check the very critical information. So that is
Okay.
not
Got
required. That is why it
it.
is
Okay.
agentless. Okay.
Okay. Got
And but
it.
individual, see, in the client location, ServiceNow does it agentless, but other devices which are sending the things, right? Other
Mm.
Linux server or other devices are there. They must have they must have agents in their system, which
Yes.
actually send the events to ServiceNow instance.
Got you.
Got my point? That is the reason
Yes.
we do not require agent because we are getting the agents from other third party and we have to
Yeah.
resolve the agents. Sorry, we
Correct.
only have to resolve the events or alerts. Okay.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. So we are here, right? Now to do the discovery, you understood, everyone understood what is the purpose of discovery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of you?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so anything, any device which is connected to internet will be discovered. Okay, now ServiceNow directly cannot do the discovery. Suppose this is the client location. Suppose this is the client location, okay, and this is the third party. ServiceNow is another company. So this is one company, this is another company. Why would this company would allow another company to come to their come to their network and see the things? Obviously, they will not allow any other company to come to their network, right?